Yeah. Okay, so I wanted to go through my workflow these days for coding or vibe, like just like doing projects uh, where I can use as much AI as I want, because it's pretty insane. Um, and I want to see how much it changes in the future, so I wanted to record what it's like right now. Okay, so the scale to which uh, I can do things is pretty cool. I built this app basically in one weekend. Um, I mean, it's not super complex. Um, okay, so it's not super complex, right? But it's like not trivial either. And to build in one weekend, it looks good. You know, it works. And I deployed it on test flight, so my friends can use it. That just was not possible a year ago, maybe less than a year ago. Um, and what I can do, like, and so now I can just have these features. So this is Codex, by the way. Uh, I'm trying it out. I think it's cool. I think obviously a lot of people are using Cloud Code, but they all kind of do the same thing. I'm not even like maxing this out by doing like sub agents and stuff. I don't really need to. Um, and so ideally, I would be able to close the loop with tests and stuff, but this is more of like a visual thing and something I want to be uh, intentional with the design. So I like to be in the loop for this kind of building. But here's a feature, which is like would be a huge feature. So right now this is like stateless, except for like some local storage. Um, and so basically, I can see what happens if we try and implement a huge feature of adding a backend and adding like friends, um, and basically like this whole like sharing flow to potentially make that viral or whatever. Um, and so I think it would be interesting just to run it and see what happens. Um, oops. Okay, honestly, I have no clue what happened. This is a huge feature. First of all, we would need to like set up Vercel, um, and so this is the directory right now. I have it's just like a mono repo with the website and the app. So, I mean, we'll see what happens when this goes. But theoretically, I mean, I'm pretty confident I can implement this in like 2 hours max. It's like setting up a backend with a database on some fairly simple CRUD, um, and getting it up and running. Which, like, back in the day, I mean, this little animation too took 30 minutes. And I really like it. Not complex, but not trivial, right? And if you know what you want, I think that's kind of the main thing. Because if you don't know what you want, it's just going to give you crap. But you can ask specifically for what you want and build up like these plan markdown files. Um, I mean, it's going to be better implementing it than I am. I've never built an app ever before. So now in one weekend, I have something on test flight, which is really cool. Like, I didn't know how any of these settings work. I didn't know any of this, but like we were able to do it together, which is yeah, it's just so much fun, honestly. Um, I've always wanted to make an app, but I just wasn't really down to watch like a 10-hour YouTube video like back in the day. Um, but then now like that just doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Seems like it's going for the back end. Interesting. Okay. We'll see how this works. Like, I think this is too big of a feature to implement. It would probably like break it up into like 4 or 5 different things. It'd probably go smoother. But for the sake of the video, I'll see what happens. Okay, so this is what it built in 7 minutes. All of these files. It did do it in JavaScript because the existing website, oh shit, existing website was in JavaScript, which makes sense, which is honestly fine. And then so now basically all I have to do is like wire it up to my Vercel account and test and see if it works. So that's crazy. Yeah.